Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack on TCG, where today we have a Dragon Ball Super deck profile for you. But before we get into that deck profile, if you're a fan of the card game, or even a fan of Dragon Ball deck profiles or duels, hit the like, subscribe button, because we try to bring out 2 profiles a week, 2 duels a week, and pretty soon we're going to make a separate Dragon Ball TCG content where we take on the meta. I mean, it's just practically what can beat Janemba Mill, what could take on Haruto Storm. I mean, again, we know in general what could do that, but we're going to try to make things that wouldn't normally take those on and try to make them beat those. So, but let's get back to this deck profile. Today is a Shenron deck, but not just any Shenron deck. It is the Shenron Buu deck. Now, there are plenty of Shenron Buu decks out there. Fluff had mentioned to me about a yellow-blue one, a red-blue one, and I kind of looked at those options, and I decided to just go with the straight blue Buu deck. So, let's go with the Dragon Ball. Basic leader where you put into rest mode, get to take 2 Dragon Balls, or up to 2 Dragon Balls from your life, and or deck, and then shuffle those areas that you checked for, and put them in your hand. Once you collect all 7 Dragon Balls, you'll waken up to Shenron. Shenron has 3 effects. Effect 1. These are all once per turn, so you're going to do one of these effects. Either A, draw a card. B, choose a desired card from your hand with energy cost less than or equal to your current energy and activate its active main skills. Pretty much you get to play a desired card from your hand as long as you have the energy for it, but don't have to worry about putting those energies in rest mode. And its 7 effect is that you remove the 7 Dragon Ball cards in your drop area from the game. If you do so, choose one of your battle cards, and it gets plus 10,000 power and triple attack for the duration of the turn. Then flip this card over for and then at the end of your turn. So, by doing so, let's get into the battle cards. Well, first let's get into the basics. I like to get these out of the way first. We play your basic 6 Dragon Balls, and I normally don't do this, but we do play the 1-star ball. The 1-star ball is interesting for me to pick for this particular one. Its ability is, when you pay 1 energy for it, if your leader card is a Shenron card, draw 1 card. Then choose 1 card from your hand, place it in your drop area, and your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area as well. So I would particularly use this 1-star ball just to drop one of my 3-cost Majin Buu cards, or the South Kai, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. It is the Majin the Fire South Supreme Kai, because both those are key to the chains of Majin Buu in this deck. So, now my next 8 cards, the first 4 will be 4 of East Kai, Keep and Watch. Now I keep this card for draw purposes, because I actually do not play Dragon Radar in this deck. So as soon as you play her to the field, you get to draw 1 card. The great thing about her, though, is that during your turn, when your opponent plays a battle card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it at the bottom of their deck. So if you were to attack your opponent and they combo with one of the battle cards that kind of they plays themselves when you combo with them, that's playing a battle card to the field, and when the combo phase is over with, your opponent has to then do the secondary effect on this card. Pretty awesome. The second of the 8 is the energy boosted Majin Buu. Once again, just to draw 1 card. I play those just so that I don't have to worry about not getting what I need. And they're nice 1-drops that I can put on the field in turn 1 and turn 2, just to help build my hand, get what I need for it, and then the deck out a little bit more. They're also great for comboing. I mean, a 1-drop, 5,000 plus combo, that's all they're really needed for. So, let's get into the Majin Buu chain. I play 4 of the Out of Control Evil Majin Buus. So, this is a card I would typically use with the 1-star ball. I would drop this card into my drop area, then later down the road, play Child's Wish. But, so if you say were to pay for him, put him on the field, that's still fine. He has crit, so when he attacks, that's great. The problem, though, is that if you attack with him, most likely he's going to become a target because your opponent knows that your next turn you're going to try to use his Union Zorb. So the goal is actually Child Wish him to the field, then use his Unizor ability. Because his Unizor ability is, for 1 blue, place 1 battle card from your hand and put it under this card. Then choose up to 1 blue Majin Buu with an energy cost of 5 from your deck and place it to the top on top of this card in the shuffle. So, key part to that wording is that it has to be from your deck. So, using the Shenron Deck, Shenron ability to search your Dragon Balls, go for your life first, and you get to see how many of the 5-drop Majin Buus are in that deck, in your life. And then from that point on, you know the rest of the game, how many you have to spare. So, like, if you happen to draw one, that's pretty much going to be an energy for you early game. If you have 1 in your life, that's out of your deck as well. So, you just got to kind of remember what's still in your deck before you go for this strategy. So, it makes things a little bit easier. But, let's say you know there's not 1 in your deck anymore. We do play 4 of the Majin Defier South Supreme Kais. So, he's also a 3-drop, which will also work for Child's Wish. He also has critical, which is great. But his auto is that when this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and return it to your owner's hand. So there you go. So on this particular card, I would most likely, if I couldn't do the other Majin Buu, I would use Child's Wish on him, bring him to the field. Attack with him to get rid of 1 of your opponent's cards, and hopefully do crit. Now the problem is that once you attack him, you're going to have to try to protect him, because now he's a target. Because your opponent should know what's coming out next. Power Absorbing Majin Buu. So, with using Out of Control Majin Buu, I can just pay 1, say put another 1 underneath there, and it brings him out for a 1 cost energy. Or, if I happen to have South Supreme Kai out, Majin Buu, the 5-drop, has an evolve effect, which it takes 2 blues and then 2 of any other color energy. But it evolves on top of the South Supreme Kai. So it does cost 4 just to do this method instead. So it's a little bit more expensive, and it's not the ideal go-to for this deck, but it is still there for you to get to where you want to with this. But he does have dual attack and activate main. Once returned, choose 1 Supreme Kai under this card. It gains all of the chosen cards' skills for the duration of the turn. So that's great. So if you were to have to do the Supreme Kai method, then you would want to activate main first. So his dual attack, each of his attacks is crit, and each time you attack, you get to remove a card from your opponent's field and put it back to their hand, as long as they have an energy cost of 3 or less, if correct. Yeah. So it's a nice little way of helping either clearing your opponent's field, or my personal favorite is if you do the Majin Buu method, bring him out, attack, and then if you have 1 more energy left, which typically for me when I was playtesting this deck, on turn 4, I would pay the 2 energy for Child's Wish, bring out the Out of Control, pay the 1 for this guy, and then immediately attack twice, and then immediately play his effect, which is EX Evolve. I play 4 of him, but for 1 blue, place 2 cards from your hand into the drop area. That's why I have the energy boosted Majin Buu and the East Supreme Kai early game to get those extra cards in my hand. But when you place 2 cards from your hand into him to the drop area, I can drop him onto another Majin Buu card with energy cost of 5 or more. So he fits perfectly to evolve from that. Now, his actual effects that he has Triple Strike. So when he attacks, he does 3 damage instead of 1 damage. His auto, though, is that when a card evolves into this card, switch this card to active mode, and it gains plus 30,000 power for the duration of the turn. So, you've now just attacked twice, you evolved, he's now 60,000, and he has another attack coming at your opponent. And typically, like I said, on turn 4, I would right then and there activate Shenron's ability for triple attack. So now he's 70,000, and then you're swinging 3 more attacks at your opponent, potentially attack them 5 times, with the last 3 attacks being triple strike. So it's not bad at all. And if you happen to say not be able to do it until turn 5, you can then just evolve him on top of him again, and in the same turn make him 90,000 plus the 10,000 from Shenron, so making him 100,000 for every attack. I mean, heck, if you manage to have 3 energy left, there you go. It's beautiful when you are able to get to work that way. So that's the main Majin Buu chain I got going on here. Currently, I still play 2 of the Shenron Figure of Majesty, which is he can attack, but he does have a once per turn activate main, which requires you to have 5 cards in graveyard. But if you're playing Shenron, so you have the Dragon Balls in it, you're good. But his abilities are either A, draw 1 card and choose up to 2 of your energies and switch them to active. B, draw 1 card and choose 1 battle card with energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area and play it. Really, if you're going to do that, you're pulling like the super combos, or maybe bringing back one of the energy boosted Majin Buu or E Supreme Kai, just get another draw out. But typically, you just want to go for the energy, bring back the energy. It does have a third effect: draw 1 card and then choose your leader card or 1 of your battle cards, and it gains 5,000 power and crit. So if you have to have him on the field, say if you wait to turn 5, you have him on the field, you give your Majin Buu crit as well, plus another 5,000 power. I currently play 2 of those. Thinking about maybe switching up for something else, because in the play runs it came in handy 1 time, but that was it. Just one of the duels it came in handy. So I've mentioned before, we played Child's Wish, but this time we actually, for my normal Shenron decks, I typically try to play 2. This is important for me to play 3, just because I want to make sure I get Child's Wish in my hand, so that way I could bring the Majin Buu or the South Supreme Kai to the field to go ahead and start working that combo out. But Child's Wish, activate main, as long as your leader card is a Shenron. Choose 1 battle card in your drop area with 15,000 or less power and an energy cost of 3 or less, and play it. So it's a nice way to bring back a card. Potentially, like I said, a 3 cost, but you're bringing it back only for a 2 cost. So we do play 2 World Peace. Just in case for some reason we get into that late game, World Peace would be great for bringing back actually the Absorb Majin Buu onto the field. So if you couldn't get them out, like for some reason they were in your life, your hand, or even the drop zone, using World Peace will bring them back. And if you don't need to World Peace it, you can World Peace the Shenrons to the field and get yourself extra energy. So, we play 4 of the Temporal Rescue Trunks, which is your basic super combo with Sparking 5. So as long as you have 5 cards in your drop zone, you draw a card when you attack. And for the rest 8 cards, we played the basic blue engine, so Sensu Bean. Choose 1 of your cards, it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn, and then choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active. So it's a way to bring back energy that I need. And we also play the Whis' Corrosion. But yeah, so for 1 blue, negate an attack, then choose up to 1 of your energies, and then switch it to active mode. So technically it's a free negate as long as you have 1 energy on the field, because you have to pay energy, but it gives you energy back. So that is the rundown for our blue Shenron Buu deck. So if you guys see anything you would like to change in that, something you may help me out with, make it better, put it in the comments, please. And like always, if there's anything you want us to see us make, put it in the comments below as well. We'll try to make it when we can. We have a couple requests already. We're just trying to get certain cards for certain things, or just haven't had a chance to get to them because it was a busy last 2 weeks. So we're getting them as soon as we can. Promise, just continue putting what you want to see in the comments below. We'll make it happen. And like always, hit that like, subscribe button if you enjoy the content, and look forward to this deck being featured in one of our deck duels. And like always, thanks for tuning in, and have a good one.